Okay. All right. So last time in class, we talked about Forex and we introduced Forex right from kind of what it is. Okay. And today I wanted just to give a highlight of what it is not. And once we do that, then hopefully it will open doors for other discussion, if any. Okay. So we said it is currency pairs. Forex is about buying and selling of currency pairs. Okay, so let me do this. So we said it's all about buying and selling of currency pairs. Okay. So if it is just buying and selling of currency pairs, okay, it means that there are many pairs in the world. And so today we shall dive in a little bit to know which are these other pairs and generally how do we look at them. Okay. So for us to do that, I think we'll go the next slide. Okay. Well, I don't know what order I put them, but anyway, in terms of just basic information for you, when people talk about Forex, okay, this is what they're talking about. Forex is like a giant compared to all the other markets in the world. The big markets in the world are the New York Stock Exchange, which trades about $22.4 billion, okay, in a day, in the value of it. Okay, then there's Tokyo Stock Exchange, which trades about 18.9 billion, and then there's the London Stock Exchange. Okay, so unfortunately, this one's compared to the Forex market daily. The Forex market dwarfs them. The Forex market trades about $6.6 trillion daily. That is how big the market is. Okay, and for us, who are we call ourselves retail traders. Okay, we barely make a fraction of that trillion. So the biggest players in this Forex world are banks, okay, big banks, okay. So if you look about the world, like Chase in the States, Chase in the UK, Barclays, Stanchart, HBS in Tokyo, they're all those big banks. Those are the ones, we call them the big boys. Those are the guys who move a lot of money in the Forex market. Okay? Then apart from the banks, we now have corporations, where corporations could be like insurance companies, could be like companies like Apple, IBM, Hewlett Packard, corporations. So all this because of the trade volume. So if you know of any international company, they are some of the key players who trade a lot in Forex because a lot of their things are manufactured or made in a foreign land. Hence, they have to move a lot of money to actually do business. So the bigger the company, chances are the bigger the amount of money they push in the market. Okay, so the corporations usually are the big international, companies like let's say 3M, Apple, Google, you name it. Not just the tech companies, but traditional companies like maybe Mercedes Benz, okay, pharmaceutical companies like what now that we have Corona, we can talk about Pfizer, AstraZeneca, the guys who make those companies. Those are big companies. Now, those companies, often you'll find they have a manufacturing plant somewhere, okay, and hence they move they move a lot of money. So there's banks, there's corporations, okay, and then there's now the brokers. The brokers are now the guys we go to when we want to buy an account. Okay, for example, if you're based in Kenya, well, right now we have, I think, FX Pesa, we have Mansa, we have Hot Forex. Who's the other one? Hot Forex. Oh, Equity has come up with another one. I don't know what FX Pesa. All right. So these are the people, like the third tier. So this is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, okay? And then from then is the typical retailer. Typical retailer is the like you, me, and other people who go to the brokers to trade. So all these people are the ones that make these 6 trillion daily transactions, with a big chunk of it, majority is the banks, then followed by the corporations, then the brokers, then the retails, etc., etc., etc. All right, and these are the markets, the stock exchange markets in the world, and what the volume they trade on a daily basis. So what we're saying is the Forex kind of outbids all these guys. Excuse me. Okay. Next, let's see what I want to talk about. All right. So this is a chart just showing, again, the majors, what we call the majors of the world for Forex trading. If you hear somebody talk about majors, they mean the major currencies. So the major currencies in the world are the US dollar. There are like about 8 of them. So then there's the euro, which is second. Then I think third can be arguably Japanese yen. Then Great British Pound. Okay. Then from there, there's the Canadian dollar. Then from there, there's the Swiss franc. And then there is the Australian dollar. And then there's the New Zealand dollar. Okay. So those are what we call the majors. Now, the majors literally, I don't want to say control the market, but a big chunk of the currency we trade is actually these currencies. Okay, these currencies are the major ones that are traded worldwide. Now, while we are here, I also want to share with you the times, like the markets. You know, for the biggest market in the world for now is actually the London market. Okay, so but if I go like this and divide the world into 3 parts, okay? There is the left part is the Americas, and the Americas normally the center or the headquarters of the Americas, okay, Americas in Forex is New York. So New York right here. So if you hear somebody saying, I'm trading the New York market, okay, the New York session, then he's trading this market here. Now, this market, of course, I will use GMT as standard for now. Okay, so that now we go to the left, we go to the Americas, and to the right, we go to the Asians. The Asia market, and then in the middle, we go to the European market, and in particular, the big market there is the London market. So this is the biggest market there. Okay? And it moves a lot of volume compared to the other European cities. Okay. Then there is the Asian market. The Asian market is moved mostly by Tokyo. Okay. So anything that is Asia mostly will come through Tokyo. Now, at any given time of the day, 24 hours a day, the market is open. It is open. Of course, they say the world goes round. So at any given time, if you look at the world right now in Kenya, it is 9 p.m. If it's 9 p.m., if you minus 8 hours, okay, I think about 11 in the morning, no, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so this New York could actually be about 11 o'clock in the morning, 11 a.m. Okay. I think normally they have 9-hour difference. So if it's 9, then 12. Yeah, so it's 12 noon right there. And this is 9 p.m. Okay. And then Tokyo could be 9 hours later, which could be 6 a.m. So at this time, right now, as we speak, that is averagely the time, in the world. So it means for guys in the Asian market, okay, even though some parts of Asia are already seeing daylight, okay, like I think from Tokyo and maybe going farther east, that is some parts of China and Russia, they're already seeing daylight. But Tokyo and Australia, in particular Sydney, is still just like early morning. Yeah, their banks will open in about 2 hours, from around 8:30. In the meantime, countries that are in this central part, okay, most of them are either closed, like they've closed the markets, okay. I mean, their banks, which is from about 4 or 6 p.m. Okay, so a lot of the banks here are closed or closing. All right, but in the meantime, the banks in the Americas, they opened like maybe 3 hours ago. 3 hours ago, because it's about 12 noon right now. Okay, so the beauty of the Forex market is you can trade it anytime. Okay, I don't want to say 24/7, but actually it's 24/5. By 24/5, we mean it's 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. Okay, so this is one of the biggest advantages of trading the Forex market. Okay? Because from Sunday midnight, so wherever you are in the globe, in the world, from Sunday midnight till about, let me say from Kenya, if you're in Kenya, okay, at midnight on Friday, the market closes, and then it opens midnight on Monday. So we close on Friday midnight, we open on Monday. The guys in Asia, of course, the time when we are opening, which is midnight, they are opening here maybe around 8 a.m. Okay, and then these guys in the States are opening like 2 p.m. in the afternoon. So at that time when the market is going live, okay, wherever you are in the world, that is the time the market opens. So the advantage is from the time it opens to the time it closes, it is open every day. All right. Okay. Again, I'm still doing the basics, so I will leave this here. No, I'll erase this. Okay. So these measures here, there's something interesting I want to show you on how they call or how the names got to be. Okay. The names of the currencies. Okay, let me just share that. Okay, so the currencies, as you can tell, are normally formed by three-letter code. A three-letter code, okay, and it is known as the ISO 4217 currency codes. Do you need to know this? No, you don't. However, when you have the name of a currency like US dollar, euro, and other stuff, okay, normally the three letters there signify something. And usually the last one, that is the last one. The last one is usually the currency name in a particular country. So this is the country, and this is the currency name. So if we say US dollar, it means that in the US, okay, the country is the US, okay, and the currency in the US is dollar. Okay. If you come to GBP, Great British Pound, okay, the currency is the Great British Pound, okay, and the currency is actually the pound. So it's kind of redundant because people are used to just calling it one thing, but it stands for the country, Great Britain, and the currency is the pound. If we go to Australia, it's AUD, same thing, okay, Australia, and the currency is the dollar. If you go to NZD, New Zealand dollar. What about JPY? That is Japanese yen. Okay. What about CHF? This is Switzerland, name of the country, and this is the franc, Swiss franc. Okay. So if you've traveled to many other countries, you'll notice that the name of the country will be in their currency. Okay. The name of the country will be on the left, but the right one will be the actual name of money in that country. All right. So I'll give you some examples here. Okay. So here is another one where you find USD, there's Euro, okay, Japanese yen. So this column here, as you can guess, is just telling you the name of the currency in that country. Okay, this is the country, and this is like the nickname of their currencies. So like in Euro, for whatever reason, they call it fiber. Most people don't even use this terminology. However, yen is very popular. Cable, not so popular. Swissy, yes, popular. Loonie, for Canadians, yes, that's popular. And then the Aussie, that is popular. And let me see. New Zealand, interesting. They call it Kiwi. Okay, the Kiwi, even though they use the dollar, and then Australia uses the dollar. So you'll find that these countries that use dollars, there's a small difference. Okay, So you've heard of people in America saying, hey, do you have a buck? Give me a buck. A buck is the, a nickname for the dollar, American dollar. The Canadian dollar, also a dollar, but it's called a loonie. Okay, a loonie. Then the Australian dollar is called an Aussie, and New Zealand dollar is called a Kiwi. All right. So, do you need to know them? Memorize them? No, you don't. Okay. All right. Quickly, we will go to. I think there's one more slide. So, currency distribution in the market, in the Forex market. Again, the most popular popular currency that is used worldwide is the dollar, the US dollar. Okay. And that's why almost 84% of all the trading in the world is done using the dollar. And then the next one is the euro, then Japanese yen, then the GBP, then the Australian dollar, Swiss franc, Canadian loonie, and then the others. So, but the dollar is the king. Okay. Yep. Right. So another way of looking at it, okay, in terms of world Forex reserves, a good percentage is the dollar. And then there's the GBP, that's Great British Pound. And then there's Japanese yen. Then there's the euro, and then there's the others. So what does this mean? It means that during times of uncertainty in the world, people will go to the more popular currencies. Okay. When Corona was raging in North America, people moved their money from the US and they went to the UK. Okay. When both UK and US were in trouble, they moved to Japan. Okay. When Japan and the Asians were in trouble, they moved back to the US. Okay. And when Europe was burning, the rest, the rest actually were considered popular. Okay. So, any questions so far? This is just very, very basic stuff, but it's important you know it because that is what we'll be studying. Okay. So there's something that I also wanted to bring up, which many people don't talk about it, but I think I want to bring it up right now. So I'm going to clean up this one here. And that is, if you look at the Forex currencies we use, the big thing right now most people are doing is entering into another type of currency, which is very popular now. It's called the cryptocurrency. Okay. So in brief, I just needed to explain that all these pairs we've been talking about so far, okay, they are based on money authorized by central bank. Money authorized by central bank. For example, the Kenya shilling is authorized by the central bank. The US dollar authorized by the Federal Reserve. The British, the GBP authorized by, of course, the main bank over there. So all those monies that are based or authorized by central bank are what we call fiats in finance, which means they are monies based on central banks. Okay. So you cannot, like now, like M-Pesa. M-Pesa cannot operate like money unless they have permission from central bank. Anything you want to operate like money, okay, must have connection to the central bank. So slowly, what is called digital currency is sneaking in. So what is the difference between the regular fiat, okay, which is the regular money based on central bank, and the digital currencies? Well, the answer is most digital currency are still fiat. In other words, they are still based on central bank. So there's no difference between the digital currencies that are coming up right now. I think China is one of the first countries in the world to introduce digital currencies at large scale. Okay, but it is tied one-to-one. Okay, one-to-one with their physical currency. So you can buy something using a digital currency, but the value is like the physical one. Now there's the new kid to the block. The new kid on the block is the Bitcoin. Now this one is a different animal. The Bitcoin, and by extension the cryptos, okay, are not based on fiat. That is where they become different. So what am I saying? It means that Bitcoin, or most of these new digital currencies, okay, are based on sentiments, and that is the big problem. What do I mean? It means that like now we have this rich guy, Elon Musk. Okay, Elon Musk wants to go to the moon, and so he's developing and building his own spaceships and all that stuff. Yeah. So because he has come up with his own coin, I don't even know how to write it. So it has some funny symbols. Okay. The value of that coin goes up and down depending on sentiments. Now you see how risky that is. It means the day he launches his rocket and it goes up to the moon or goes to the orbit, people get excited and the value of his coin shoots up. You hear it's worth like $10,000, one coin. Well, the day he tries to launch another one and it crashes in the Pacific Ocean, what happens? The value drops like a hotcake. It can even come down to like $20. So you see, unlike these other fiat-based currencies that are given by central bank, and they don't change based on anybody's, but other than the market, these other ones do change, and that is the problem. So when people ask me, should I start trading Bitcoin? I want to trade Bitcoin. I tell them, no. Just be careful, because that is the kind of money that you don't know its value. You don't even know its actual value. Why? Because its actual value is based on sentiments. So you might buy like a lot of it one day, and then tomorrow what happens? Something happens and the value plummets and you lose a lot of money. So for me and my friends and people that I teach, I tell them, no, keep away from cryptos. The Bitcoins are just the new ones, okay? As they're becoming more sophisticated, to try and beat the whole idea of central bank, what they do is they come up with some mathematical formulas and computer programs, and they actually call smelting. They cook, for lack of a better word, cook the coins, okay? And that is called crypto, what do you call it? Basically, you've heard of using blockchain technology, okay? They kind of cook their coins. So they say that this coin can only be cooked by 10,000 computers when they come together and they synchronize and they do blah, blah, blah. And then they make a coin. And that's why it's very expensive. And So to me, all those things are neither here nor there. So you do not want to go to the crypto world, at least not as now. Not as now. Stick to what we know, which is Forex. Okay. Of course, there's Forex, and then there's stocks, and then there's other markets. Okay. But for now, you can trade the stocks and Forex currencies on any platform that you go to. Wow, I think I've been talking nonstop. Even forgot to pause for questions. Okay, I will pause because we have 2 minutes to go. Can you ask any question, or if you have any question to ask? This has taken a little longer than I wanted, but
yeah, I have a question. If what about gold? Is gold also part of the fiat?
gold,
is it regulated by the central bank?
Yes. Gold is actually, we call it part of fiat, yeah, because initially central banks, you see, central banks normally print money. They do like an IOU to the banks. So in the US, a long time ago, all the currency was actually based on the gold standard. Okay, but I think President Nixon, when he became president, he actually basically removed it, so that now gold is just a floating metal that has been ascribed a value. So people don't want to trade. Okay, it has a value because it's a rare metal. It's a precious rare metal. Okay, but it is not. There's no currency. Well, they say the U.S. dollar is kind of pegged on the gold standard. Okay, but those precious metals still retain their values for what they are. Oops, we have less than 1 minute. If we need more time, we can log in again. Any questions? Do you guys want me to log in again?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so let's log out and then we log in again so we can have a little more time. Okay. All right, I'm gonna log out.